Hey, part 2 about how monkeys are much smarter and more evolved than the people primates of today are due to HsD, a variety of human domestication syndromes that have, over time, prevented them from using the higher functions of their brains. This is where I am. So you know when I traveled in Japan and visited some monkeys? I posted some videos of this. Well, I was different than the norm there, okay? And the monkeys have very good observation skills. And they noticed this. And yet they didn't judge me worse for being different than the norm. And in South Korea, or Korea, I worked with a monkey for a few months and helped her with her mental illness that was caused by the people primates with mental illness. Who, illegally, I found out, were holding her in a cage for the purpose of attracting people there as a fake. There's a lot of fake animal rescue places in Korea. They should crack down on that. And I'm not saying the SPCA has a 100% clean record, but so over there, of course, the monkey's already suffering from mental illness in Korea that I start working with. She's already frustrated, angry. She's already committing suicide slowly by ingesting styrofoam that she gets her hands on and demonstrating various forms of accelerating issues. Now, of course, she gave me a chance. She didn't assume I was there to harm her any more than any other people primate with my DNA. They went there, so over time we created a great bond. She was capable of getting to know me, something the people primates of today are incapable of doing, because I'm different than the norm. So can you imagine if the people primates, instead of making assumptions, they would say, well, okay, you don't have a teacher certification, or you don't have this exact diploma in mental illness, although you've got others in psychology and in mental illness and mental health and counseling and life skills, show us results, which I beg to all the time, and they won't let me. So again, HsD prevents the people primates from having somebody that's different than the norm that they need the help from to demonstrate that they're capable of offering this help. So monkeys don't do that, right? I've got months of proving this, of videos which I haven't even all posted from when I was in Korea. But even worse is people primates of today have such intellectual laziness that they make assumptions, and they don't even want to be challenged to verify those assumptions, because then they'll make other ones that are even more toxic about you, and it'll get even worse. But for example, they'll say, well, this guy's so different, he's so persistent at helping our kids or education, or that we're not, we're not even going to ask or think to ask him for a criminal record check, which he may already have, or which he'll do at his own expense to prove he can help us. We'll assume he's a bad guy because he's traveling and he's got a loud voice and he's a talker, and we will never give him a chance to show us what he can do. Monkeys don't do this. They're not that evolved. Monkeys are patiently able to wait. They will be curious, they'll observe, and they'll judge something from real behaviors, not assumptions. Something our species as a whole, 99.999% of people primates, HsD sickness at levels that I believe cannot be helped. Let's say there's 10 people that had very high levels of HsD, and they'd say, Martin, we want you to help us. I believe that I could document maybe succeeding with 1 out of 10, and the 9 out of 10, it's not that they didn't give me praise, they didn't notice results, it's that they gave up on receiving help. I could document this in videos. Monkeys aren't like this. So yeah, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but if you want to keep making assumptions, and your assumptions become so real that when I challenge you on them, you believe them even more, instead of, hey, that's an assumption, and we do need help, and we are short on this kind of staff, and we do think that every child matters, and we love our own kids, then how do you explain that monkeys would let me help their kids and you don't let me help yours?